New information about the DJI Mini 5 Pro has recently surfaced, and while it's still unofficial, it's certainly enough to get the drone community buzzing. The details come courtesy of content creator Mauro Tandoi, who shared some leaked specs and insights. He was quick to point out that his information was sourced from online leaks, meaning it should be taken with a grain of salt, but it gives us an early glimpse into what DJI might be planning for their next generation mini drone. As with most pre-release leaks, the news is a mixed bag. There's some genuinely exciting progress, especially in the areas of flight time, transmission range, and signal interference handling. But there's also one surprising detail that could potentially shake the foundations of the Mini series. The DJI Mini 5 Pro might weigh more than 250 grams. And that changes a lot. Let's take a closer look at the rumored features, starting with the most talked about one, the weight. One of the hallmark features of the Mini series, and a huge reason for its global popularity, is its ultralight design. Weighing in at under 250 grams, drones like the DJI Mini 3 and Mini 4 Pro fall below the regulatory threshold in many countries, meaning they don't require registration or licensing to fly recreationally. But according to the leaks, the DJI Mini 5 Pro might weigh 256 grams. If true, this would officially strip it of its sub-250G classification, thereby eliminating one of its most attractive benefits. For casual users and hobbyists in regions like the US, Canada, Europe, and parts of Asia, this would mean additional paperwork, possible fees, and having to follow stricter rules. However, there might be some nuance here. The increased weight is believed to be tied to a higher capacity battery, potentially an Intelligent Flight Battery Plus, similar to what DJI offered with previous models. That could mean DJI is planning to offer two battery options for the Mini 5 Pro, a standard battery that keeps the drone under 249 grams, and a larger battery that enhances flight time at the cost of crossing the 250G limit. If that's the case, DJI may be trying to serve two different user bases, those who want a lightweight, regulation-free flying experience, and those who prioritize extended airtime and more powerful performance, even if it comes with added legal requirements. This dual battery strategy worked with the Mini 3 and Mini 4 series, so it's not unlikely we'll see it again with the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Battery life is one area where the DJI Mini 5 Pro seems poised to take a big leap forward. Previous Mini models have been efficient, but not exactly long-distance marathoners. The Mini 4 Pro, for example, reached up to 45 minutes of flight time with the Plus battery under ideal conditions, but in real-world usage, it typically landed somewhere around 30 to 35 minutes. Now, based on a leaked FCC label and Mauro's analysis, the DJI Mini 5 Pro is expected to feature a 33.5 Wh battery. In lab testing, this could translate to up to 53 minutes of flight time. That's a substantial increase, roughly 8 minutes more than the Mini 4 Pro's best-case scenario. But even more important are the real-world estimates. While official numbers often reflect lab-controlled environments, Mauro suggests that in everyday conditions, such as outdoor flying while shooting 4K video at 30 frames per second, the Mini 5 Pro might consistently deliver around 45 minutes of flight time. That would be a major improvement and could give creators a lot more flexibility during shoots. More time in the air means fewer landings, less battery swapping, and the ability to capture more content in a single flight. There was also an odd mention of a 5-minute flight result from certain FCC test conditions, which understandably raised eyebrows. But this is likely related to specific, high-power consumption scenarios that don't reflect normal operation. It's not something users should worry about unless they're flying in extreme or experimental modes. One of the standout rumors is the Mini 5 Pro's potential transmission range. DJI is reportedly planning to equip the drone with OcuSync 04 Plus, 04 Plus, their latest wireless transmission system. This would represent a major step up from the OcuSync 4.0 technology used in the Mini 4 Pro. According to Mauro, the Mini 5 Pro could boast a maximum range of 25 kilometers. For comparison, the Mini 4 Pro maxed out at around 20 kilometers, already far beyond what most drone pilots will ever use. A jump to 25 kilometers may not be practically necessary for the average user, but it does suggest that DJI is continuing to enhance signal strength, stability, and reliability, all of which contribute to a better flying experience, even at short distances. Mauro also notes a bit of a math discrepancy in the leaked range numbers. Some sources are claiming the range is 108% farther than the Mini 4 Pro's 20 kilometers, which would equal around 41 kilometers, not 25 kilometers. So, it's likely someone misinterpreted the numbers or the claim is more of a general marketing exaggeration. Either way, a 25 kilometers transmission range is impressive and more than sufficient for recreational and semi-professional use. Another promising upgrade is in the drone's handling of interference. The DJI Mini 5 Pro is rumored to support 802.11ax, commonly known as Wi-Fi 6. This is a significant development, as it would drastically reduce data packet loss, especially in crowded urban environments where multiple wireless signals compete for space. In fact, sources suggest that packet loss on the 5 GHz band could be reduced by up to 62%. For pilots, this translates to a much more stable video feed, fewer transmission dropouts, and smoother overall operation. If you've ever flown in a city or near busy suburban areas and had your video cut out or controls lag, you'll understand just how valuable this improvement could be. With Wi-Fi 6 integration, DJI is clearly trying to future-proof the Mini 5 Pro and make it more reliable for all types of users, from casual weekend flyers to content creators capturing high-stakes footage. At this stage, everything about the DJI Mini 5 Pro remains unofficial. But if these early leaks hold true, it's shaping up to be a highly capable and versatile drone, one that builds meaningfully on the strengths of the Mini 4 Pro while addressing some of its weaknesses. The increase in battery life is arguably the most attractive upgrade. A real-world 45-minute flight time would be a game-changer for many users. The enhanced transmission range and improved signal stability also point to a smoother and more professional flying experience. However, the potential bump in weight is the one caveat that could divide the community. If the DJI Mini 5 Pro does in fact weigh 256 grams with a larger battery, that could be a deal-breaker for some users, particularly those who were drawn to the Mini series for its sub-250G legality and portability. The good news is that DJI may provide options, allowing users to stick with a lighter battery and avoid the regulatory hassles. As we await more concrete information, possibly in the lead-up to a rumored August 2025 release, the DJI Mini 5 Pro is already setting high expectations. It appears to be a thoughtful evolution of the Mini lineup, offering more power and performance while still keeping the needs of everyday users in mind. So the question is, will you still consider upgrading if the DJI Mini 5 Pro crosses the 250G threshold? Or is that lightweight status a non-negotiable feature for you? Either way, the next few months will be crucial. DJI's choices with the Mini 5 Pro could set the tone for the next generation of consumer drones. And if they play their cards right, this might be their best Mini yet, even if it's not quite as Mini anymore. Stay tuned for more updates as the story unfolds.